Hey there, Facebook. It is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer, and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I've got a message coming to you which is all about stepping into your truth and being much more sort of future projecting in terms of, the decisions that we're making. No matter how well intentioned they are, we need to be able to future pace and project down the track as to how they are actually going to be, really working out for us. And maybe they might be getting the certain result that we're after in the short term, but are they going to work out long term, or are they going to be more detrimental? And so today's message that I wanted to share with you is that ultimately anything that comes at the expense of your truth, is always going to be counterproductive to the end result that you are looking to attain. And let me unpack that a little bit. Let me dive into, what I really mean about that. Sorry, while I'm not distracted, I'm trying to share across my pages while I'm talking with you guys. But ultimately, why I really wanted to bring this to you is because for any of you guys who've been following me for any certain amount of time at this stage, you all kind of know that about 6 months ago was when I really stepped into this new realm of my authenticity. I stepped out of an intimate relationship. I stepped out of a business relationship, and I started just absolutely owning who I am and stepping fully out in terms of my authentic self. And so it's only been a short period of time that I've really been diving deep into this. But at that time, what really kept me going, or what really motivated me, was the feelings that were generated within when I fully aligned with my authentic self, and I was no longer kind of trying to mold to the perceptions and keep harmony with other people and be whoever they want me to be, so that we can have this connection and all of that stuff. And I didn't realize my life and my journey in personal development has been an absolute journey of the unlayering, the next level, getting rid of the next level and the next level in terms of stepping into my authenticity, knowing what it is that I want and not filtering it through anybody else in the world. And ultimately, as I've gone on that journey, I've sort of had these aha moments. And when you step out onto the other side and you can reflect back, you get a pretty good vantage point about how you've been operating, what's been working, what's not been working, and what changes you want to make. And that's been the journey. It's been like, wow, I've had this big aha, and I quit law and I went on that journey, and I didn't realize it, but I made my partner at the time that person, that go-to in terms of the expectations that I wanted to live to in order to gain approval. And I thought I was free of that at that point. But then, leaving that relationship, reflecting back, I was like, whoa, wowzers, I had zero idea what was really going on there. And I've got this whole new vantage point and feeling of freedom and truth and authenticity, and it becomes addictive. And definitely what I wanted to reiterate to you guys is, because I've had a similar experience, sort of, not to that degree, but another thing, I really do believe that when we have growth in any area of our lives, the universe sends us a little challenge to test us, to see as to whether we got that message. Did we learn that lesson? We're going to test you out here. And I've had a little bit of a test. And what I've really found is that no matter how well intentioned you are, you want to keep harmony, you want to, keep connection, you want to not disappoint other people. That's a fear of mine that I've been able to identify over a period of time, that I didn't want to disappoint people. I didn't want to let people down. I wanted to give them everything and over and above what they would expect. And that's really beautiful and that's really well intentioned, but if it comes at the expense of your truth, if you're going against your own needs, desires, and truth and authenticity and values and all of that stuff, then in actual fact, it's going to be counterproductive to that result that you were actually after. You can start with a well-intentioned way of being and showing up, and you just want to make people happy, or fulfill their needs or whatever it is. But if it's at the expense of your truth, it's always going to be counterproductive, because you're going to get to a point in time where you feel like you're either built a whole bunch of resentment because you're like, oh, why did I do that? And this person and blah, blah, blah. And you get so caught up in the blame game and victim, which is, we're all human, and at times that's where we fall. And or you get to a point where you've just completely lost yourself. I really relate to that one, where you just completely have lost yourself because you've been so attuned to the expectations or your perception of those expectations in others, and you've done all this stuff that nobody's actually asked you to do, but you've done it against your truth, and that's where we run into massive hurdles. So my hope is that today's message is going to actually hit home for you guys out there, particularly you beautiful, well-intentioned people who want to make others happy, but I want you to get conscious about what is making others happy that's against your truth. It goes against who you are, what your needs are, what you want to be doing. And definitely don't keep people happy, because you're only going to get that in the short term. At some time along down the track, if it's at the expense of your truth, it's not sustainable. So it's gonna turn out bad. Believe me, I've been there too many times to not be able to give you that information and experience. That every single time I've known, like, oh, it's not really what I want, or it's not, but like I'll just pretend, or I just like kind of don't go there. I kind of avoid it, kind of distract, so I don't have to face it and then deal with the consequences. That's been a big pattern of mine, distraction, and but now, it's shortened the timeline. It used to take years, now it takes like maybe a month or so, and hopefully I'm going to get it down to maybe taking a day or so, so that I can get so attuned to what my truth is, what my authenticity is, that, nothing's going to take me off course, because I've already had the experiences to know that going down this track, it just gets more and more painful. You're only, it's fake instant gratification right now. It's fake connection right now. If you're not being all of who you are, and you're not being truthful and honest and genuine about what your needs and desires are, and you have to have the courage to get your own clarity about what that is, instead of distracting yourself and just like kind of throwing it to your future self. So absolutely hoping that today's message is resonating with you guys, and definitely, I just want nothing more than for you guys to absolutely know who you are. You know what you're after, you know what you want to create in this life. And when you have a filter like this, knowing who you are, knowing where you want to get to, it makes decisions so much more simple, because you stop making those poor decisions that just get you sort of short-term gratification instead of that long-term gain. And actually they lead to long-term pain. And you get off that merry-go-round because you know where it goes. It goes nowhere. And when you get that insight and you recognize that, then ultimately you can, make your decisions right here, right now, not somewhere down the track where you're like, oh, I can reflect back and I can kind of pinpoint exactly where I knew this wasn't the right path, but I didn't do anything about it. And that's happened too many times in my life to want to continue to go through. So I've got the lesson. Please, universe, don't send me too many more challenges on that. I've got the lesson. I actually do. I'll smash it. But I definitely want to check in with you guys and see who's been able to join me. I absolutely hope that today's message has been valuable to you guys. If you have any questions or comments or feedback, as I'm always asking, please drop it below now so that I can engage with you live. I love that. And definitely, if you haven't already, you've got to come on over and join us in the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. We cannot wait to go deeper with you there. So if you are somebody who wants to be surrounded by amazing like minds, and you want support, challenge, and encouragement to get to a new level of your potential, then you've got to come on over and join us. So we'd love to have you a part of that group. And Sam's here. Awesome. I always get super excited now seeing you show up every single day. And also Stephen and Alexandria. You guys show up and you just rock my world. I love it. And Kenny's here, and MD, and Gabe, and David, and Richard, and Jan. oh, if I've forgotten again, and Jelma's here, and Komang, and Rebecca, and Sam. Amazing 6 months of authentic living. Yeah, and it's been a journey. I think, like I said at the start, we've got to keep unraveling, that next layer of the onion in terms of who we are, what we want, where we want to get to, and fully stepping forward with courage to be all of who we are. And so that's been a massive journey. And I'm sure that I will look back at this time in my life 6 months from now, a year from now, whenever, and I'll be like, whoa, like she had no idea of this, and this. And that is why I really believe that we have got to be constantly evolving, growing, and building self-awareness so that we can ultimately, cultivate a truly fulfilling life and not just default to like everyday surface life existence, which is so super boring. I'm sure anybody watching a video like this, you guys absolutely know that, and you're committed to your personal growth. And on that note, I just saw earlier, you guys know that I love Dr. John Demartini, and I have only been to one of his talks before. I haven't done one of his events, read some of his books. He's amazing. I got to interview him. Incredible, incredible guy. If you haven't heard of him, please Google Dr. John Demartini and check out his work. But ultimately, I got this message this morning about him coming to Melbourne at the very, very beginning of February for a 2-day event. If you guys have been to the Breakthrough Experience, I would absolutely love to hear from you about how that was for you. And if you're in Melbourne and you're going to that event, let me know, because I'd love to connect with you there. I'm thinking about going, and I've read Dr. John Demartini's book, The Breakthrough Experience. Phenomenal. It was my first sort of connection to him, and yeah, so I'd be really excited to go and check out one of his events. So I'd love your feedback. If you've been, let me know how it was, and what was your breakthrough, and definitely if you're going to the Melbourne event in February, please let me know. I'd love to connect with you. Awesome. And Philippe's here. Awesome to see you. And Ashley and Soy Cairo and Chris and Jolene and Grant and Elliot and Emma and Peter and Gabrielle and Mandy's here and Hassani. Nice to see you. And Linda and Yon. Yon. The journey is like a roller coaster that never ends. Yes, and what a ride it is. Agreed fully with sending it out to the universe and being tested. You are worthy. Best to all. 2008. Let's go. Thank you so much, Yon. I've forgotten again. Please remind me. But definitely, I love that, and I always appreciate you being here and sharing your words of wisdom. They're so encouraging and inspiring, and definitely, without challenge, we don't grow. We've all heard that. And that's the beauty. I like to call those challenges maybe that the universe sends us to test us out. Did you get that lesson? As our, gifts wrapped in sandpaper. At the time, unwrapping it, it's not really that good. It's kind of painful. But once we get to the gift and we recognize the gift that it is, it's beautiful. So definitely, I love that. And Eduardo's here, and Sam. Yes, victim triangle circle is a nightmare. Absolutely. And if you guys haven't seen my video on the 4 archetypes, the 4 survival archetypes, which we all have, I'd really encourage you. Let me know if you want me to link it to you. I'll link it in this. I'll track it down and I'll link it to you guys, whoever's interested. But ultimately that dives into the fact that every single one of us has the archetype of a victim at different times in our life. And there's 3 other forms of archetypal behavior that we engage in that is ultimately for survival. And when we get to understand it, it's like putting language to those patterns within us that limit us the most. And it's really, really powerful to have that understanding of what they are so that we can break through and not be limited by them, and particularly, that victim mindset. Love that, Sam and Mandy. Thanks for the advice for my self-development. You are super welcome, and thank you so much for showing up and being here. And Saviel's here, and Andrew and Ek and Joseph, and you're welcome, Jelma and Diaz, Jayasina. Thanks for being here. And Sam, that's a lot of growth you've gone through in a very short time. Bravo. Thank you so much, Sam. Yes, well, I'm lucky enough to have self-development. Growing myself is my business. You know, if I'm not growing myself, I don't have a business. I don't have an ability to add value in the way that I truly want to. So I feel kind of lucky to have created that in my life, because I so love growing, you know, and breaking through to the next level. So I appreciate you there, Sam. Thanks for your kind words. And Philippe, if we don't act according to our values, we're going into a danger zone. We must identify our main and core values in order to enhance them, to honor them and capitalize them by acting accordingly, and by doing so, we energize ourselves. Yes, absolutely. We feel connected with our inner self and make us proud. Definitely powerful, creating life on our terms. Absolutely, Philippe. Beautifully put, and definitely love that you brought that to the conversation today. Values are absolutely key to understanding who you are and creating a fulfilling life on a daily basis. If you don't know what your values are, you can so easily fall into the trap, like I've been in the past, of living to somebody else's values that's not sustainable, and something always feels off. Nothing feels kind of right. But when you get to understand what your true core values are, and they might evolve and change. So it's a process that I really like to check in with, like quarterly. But definitely when you get what they are and you start bringing that into your daily life, you know, your values lead you towards a meaningful life on your terms. So you got to get there. You got to identify what that is and definitely bring it into the daily level as well. So thanks so much, Philippe. And Joe and Melissa and Alexandria. Yes, wisdom, my friend. We know the truth inside, so better to listen to our inner knowing. Going to have an open and honest, loving confrontation with a friend tomorrow, as she is not seeing any perspective and totally settling on a partner not on her level or potential or authentic. Wow, my best love and wishes to you for that conversation, Alexandria. I've had the pleasure of getting to meet you, so that I know that you are somebody who will bring warmth and heart and understanding and ensure that your friend knows that you are absolutely best intentioned. That is such a difficult conversation to navigate, but I absolutely applaud you for having the courage to do so. That's what love is. You know, to me, love is being able to call another person out, you know, even if it's really scary and it could almost put your relationship on the line. You know, that's real love. That's real depth. And I absolutely love that you're going on that journey, and to operate from a place that you know that you're going to be absolutely proud of yourself. And if you didn't do it, you kind of be like, it'd always be kind of a regret for you, then you've got to do it. You just got to deliver it in the most impactful way, which is always in a non-defensive way, and absolutely, you know, coming to her with best intentions, setting the intention right up front and making sure that she absolutely knows that you've got her back and everything 110%. So much love to you, Alexandria. I love that you're that kind of friend. That's beautiful. And definitely keep us posted how you go, and if we can be of any support in the Limitless Potential Inner Circle community, or reach out to me, as you know. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And Shelby's here, and Alex, and Leland, and Daniel, and Emerson, and Wolf. Awesome. And Alex. Hello, Vanessa. Hope you have a wonderful day. Love your sessions. You really care for people. Oh, thank you so much for those beautifully kind words there, Alex. I so appreciate you, and I'm super grateful that that's what you're getting from these messages. So thank you so much. You've made my day. That's beautiful. And Gabrielle, listen to his Audible books. Yes, you're so fortunate to attend these life-changing events. Thank you for changing the world. Oh, Gabrielle, you're touching my heart too. And I love that you're on DeMartini's stuff. I love it. If you get to see him live, they call him the human fire hydrant. He just like all this incredible wisdom. Like, there was me sitting there, and I was like, I took about nearly 20 pages of notes in 2 hours, and my hand was just so sore that I'd start writing something amazing down and he'd just spit out some other incredible piece of wisdom, and I was just like crazy. So I definitely recommend checking his work out, and thanks so much for sharing that. And yeah, never been to one of his, this is a 2-day event. I haven't done that, so I'd love to do it. So thanks so much for sharing there, Gabrielle. And Sam, yes, I feel your power and authenticity. ability to crash any tests which come along. You got it, Ninja Miraculous Powers. I love it. Thank you so much for the support there, Sam. And Yon, thank you. I appreciate it. I hate when I say your names incorrectly and I don't have you there to like correct me in the moment. So thank you for reminding me. I know you've told me that before, and I just want to make sure I'm getting it right for you, Yon. Thank you so much. And Haas, nice to see you too. Yes, thank you as always. Absolutely great to see you. And Miratesh and Urwandi. And I'm loving that you're interested. Gabrielle, that's awesome. And Elliot, when you're coming to Southern California, you know what? I really want to get to San Diego. I've never been. I used to live with a beautiful woman who was from San Diego, and I've always been inspired to get down that way. I don't know when, but maybe this coming year. Who knows where I'll be or what I'm doing. So I will definitely let you guys know. You guys know, you always know wherever I am in the world at the time. So I love that. Thanks for asking, Elliot. And Shannon's here, and Gary. And you're welcome, Alexandria, and Carla, and Shay, and Ramon, and Samuel, and John. Awesome, guys. I'm super grateful to be able to connect live with each and every one of you. I absolutely appreciate you spending your time with me. I love what I do, and you guys give me a platform to do that. So you are super appreciated. I hope you know that. And I'm absolutely sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's wonderful and amazing. It's really sunny and warm again here in Melbourne, and I'm going to go enjoy a bit more of the sunshine. And I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. So I'm hoping, make sure that you take that message from today's message to just be authentic, you know, future project about any decision that you're going to make sure that's in alignment with the truth of who you are, and you're not going to get down the timeline and regret what you're doing, and then, you know, create pain and disharmony anyway. You might as well rip the band-aid off and do it now. Be authentic, be true to yourself, and trust your body's intelligence. It will always let you know when you're not on the right path or when you are. So sending you all of my love, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.